Welcome back, fellow Marvel Legends collectors. Solid Dave Snake here, continuing my reviews for the X-Men Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Juggernaut series. And in this review, we're going to take a look at Marvel's Havok. And this was actually the action figure that I was least looking forward to out of this series. Not because I dislike Havok as a character. I actually did like Havok back in the 90s whenever he was the leader of X Factor. And that is actually the reason why this is my least favorite character, with the incarnation they went with him. Instead of making that 90s X Factor Havok, they went on ahead and did a newer version of Havok based off of the Uncanny Avengers. So it's a more recent Havok. I guess you could throw him in your Marvel Now X-Men collection, but I would have much rather got that 90s era. That's the era X-Men that I loved. But even though it's my least favorite figure out of this series, it's still a pretty darn good figure. And one of the neatest things about him are his power effects he comes with. And of course, he also comes with a Juggernaut Build-A-Figure piece. And it is the right leg for Juggernaut. So we'll get a closer look at that whenever I put Juggernaut together at the end and review him. But right now, let me get a close-up on these power effects for you. Show how they fit on him. It's kind of the same idea that they went with the Scarlet Witch from the Avengers series last year with her power effects, and the Doctor Strange, like his power effects, how they hook on the wrists. And I'll get one off here and bring it up close for you. And I really like how this turned out. Hasbro did a good job with Havok's power effects. Just a constant spiral with all this bubbling energy and different shades of blue. It's a translucent plastic, a blue plastic, but as you can see on the inner part that connects to his wrist, it's a little frosted there. Give it a wide appearance. There you go. So they fit pretty snug on this part of his hand right here. The end of the glove. As you can see on this side. That's where it will attach to. So I love how Hasbro has been adding these power effects with some superheroes that really wouldn't have any other accessories that would make sense. So great accessories. But Havok himself is basically a reuse of the Bucky Cap mold, which is such a widely used body mold, and it does work well for a lot of figures, and it works well for Havok's body structure here. However, it is just really basic, this outfit design. Of course, this outfit design kind of is a little bit of a throwback to the very first appearance of Havok, whenever he had those big loops on his headgear. Of course, here they're just around his head. They're not popping up. And I don't have that original Toy Biz Havok, but if you have that, you'll know what I'm talking about with what they did with that figure, because that was based off his first appearance. But all in all, the head sculpt is pretty nice. The paint on mine is pretty darn clean. A little silver coming off the mark over here, but of course it's going to vary from figure to figure. The eyes, they are really painted good in there. Those came out real nice. And the mask, the black paint is pretty even, where it matches with his skin there. It's all in the lines. And that silver does continue all the way to the back. And overall, like I said, it's just the Bucky Cap mold from the neck down. Of course, he is all black with silver on his gloves. And of course, this energy painting right here in the center of his chest. If you know Havok from the comic books, you'll know that he would let his energy out of his chest. He is energy based, just like his brother Cyclops. Get a little silver paint down here along the waist, kind of going around like a belt, and I do get a little black smudging right here from the plastic underneath. And the legs down. These are the only other details we have. Here it is, calves, a little more silver. So overall pretty basic, and if you're familiar with the Bucky Cat mold, you'll be familiar with his articulation, but we'll just go over it here. His head is on a ball joint and a hinge, which will rotate all the way around, look really far down, and pretty far back. Of course, ball joint and a hinge at the shoulders, which will go up a little past 90 degrees, rotate all the way around. Bicep cut here that'll rotate all the way around. Double jointed elbows. And of course the peg and hinge here at the wrist, which will rotate all the way around, go this far down and this far up. And this piece of the glove does hide that articulation pretty nice. He's got a good ab crunch that will go this far forward and only this far back. So not so much back, but a pretty good ways forward. And he does rotate at the hips. However, it's going to look a little weird if you have it all the way to the side. It's not going to match up the sculpt. But he will rotate all the way around. He will only kick out this far, but he will kick all the way up past 90 degrees. And a little ways back. He's got rotation up here at the upper thigh, which you can get to rotate all the way around. Double jointed knees. And a cut here at the calf that'll rotate all the way around and is hidden really nice with the outline of the silver on the costume. And of course he's got that hinge and peg down here at the feet, which will go that far back, that far up, and get that ankle pivot. So, all in all, not a must-have unless you're a big fan of Havok or want to build up that Uncanny Avengers team, or of course if you want to build Juggernaut, you gotta get him. So I think it's the weaker figure in the set, but still, all in all, another great addition to a great series. So alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I will catch you in the next one as we take a look at Marvel's Phoenix.